we decided to check out a Sounders game while we're in town. Now might be a good time to point out that Tim and I are used to walking a lot while traveling, and we probably walked around 8 to 10 miles a day while in Seattle. If you're taking a trip here, be prepared to walk, or take a cab, as the public transportation system isn't the greatest. By the time we get to CenturyLink Field, the line to get in is long. Too long in my opinion. But after at least 20 minutes of waiting in line, we finally made it in. After kickoff. I will say that we had a pretty good time once we finally got in. Seattle has some right proper football fans, and that's not just me doing a poor British accent. Michael Bradley of the U.S. national team recently called them the best in the U.S. after a game against Panama. You know, I agree. Sounders fans make the games that much more enjoyable. If you're trying to find a good vantage point of the city, but the Space Needle's too touristy for you, try Kerry Park. Definitely take a cab if you're coming from downtown. There's a couple of hills that might make you regret the walk. This is a good spot for photos, as you look down on the entire Seattle skyline, with the characteristic Space Needle as the centerpiece. For 4th of July fireworks, we decided to head down to Lake Union, which seems to be what everyone else in Seattle has in mind as well. The temptation is to get there early to grab a good spot, but remember, during summer, sunset in Seattle isn't until around 9 to 9:15, and it doesn't seem to get fully dark until around 10. My advice for firework viewing, get someplace high or someplace in the water. The views will be less obstructed for both. Overall, Tim and I explored Seattle as best we could. If I'm honest, I think we both felt like we were missing out on a lot. There's a lot of water in Seattle, and that can make getting around without a car a little tricky. It felt like we were missing a lot of the little pockets across the different parts of the city. As we've learned over the past few trips, the best cities can't be explored in one trip. There's always something more to explore, and that's why they keep you coming back.